Friends, something sad has happened this season. Marinette has tragically passed away. The saddest thing that this is not a crazy theory or a silly rumor. It is 100% a real fact. Marinette lost her life in one chapter.
Keep it in. Keep it in.
Not many people know this fact, so I will explain how this sad tragedy happened. Pay attention because this is important and share the video. This terrible news must reach everyone. By liking the video and subscribing to the channel, you will be saying, "Thank you, Marinette, for saving us from the Akumas! We love you!" Comment who this character is. You will appear in the future video. In the end, I will greet the people who left comments on the past adventure. Let's start by pointing out who's to blame for the death of our beloved Marinette. The one true culprit is the evil Shadow Moth. This maniac ended up with Mary to get Ladybug's much acclaimed prodigy. Comment the angry emoji if you're mad at Hawk Moth because he did such a thing to Marinette. This misfortune took place in the chapter Ephemeral. This episode was supposed to be one of the happiest for the entire Miraculous Ladybug fandom. Finally, after so long, Cat and Lady were going to reveal their hidden identities, leading them to a long-awaited courtship. The little happiness did not last long, because just as the romance grew, the tragedy happened, and we lost Mary unexpectedly. I'm going to explain to you in detail what happened. Our beloved Adrian had invited his girlfriend out to the movies, first time now that they were dating. The night before, these two stayed up late talking. The moment they said goodbye, they mentioned their superhero names. Suddenly, Mr. Agreste, who was about to enter our boyfriend's room, heard the names and discovered their secret identities. The love of these kids caused the greatest misfortune that we have never seen in Miraculous. I wanted to cry when I realized this. Leave the crying emoji if you feel the same as me. This discovery caused Gabriel to set a trap for his son, to be bewitched by an Akuma. Mary was arriving at the cinema at the moment. She was waiting for Adrian. However, the blonde boy never arrived. Instead, the evil Adrian was there. From this moment, we witnessed the last minutes of Marinette in this world. An interesting fact, our boyfriend Adrian has paid for the entire movie theater to be empty, so they could be alone since he wanted that night to be special and romantic. Without a doubt, the blonde boy deserves an F of respect. Comment on it. So, back to what we were talking about. Evil Adrian attacked Marinette while she was transforming into Ladybug, using the power that Shadow Moth gave him. This made her transformation disappear. Then Shadow picks up the girl, removes her magic earrings, and throws her super far. At this point, Marinette is very injured. Many people think that the blow did not hurt her, but that is not true. They are wrong. Yes, it did, since she did not have the Miraculous with her. Remember that this artifact protects the barrier, even if a person is not transformed into a superhero. Unfortunately, Marinette didn't have any prodigy with her. Hawkmoth throws her hard to the ground, leaving her badly injured or unconscious. Even the poor girl screams when she goes flying. It is clearly noticeable that the fall did hurt her a lot. Not even AEW or WWE professional wrestlers throw themselves as hard as Shadow did with Marinette. Watch the scene so you can confirm it for yourself.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Shadow Moth was not satisfied with this. He did something horrible and sad. He took Marinette to his mansion, along with the prodigies of Ladybug and Cat Noir, to finally fulfill his greatest wish, for which he has fought all this time. This is not shown in the chapter because it would be censored, and it could also generate many controversies. However, they give us many things to interpret. When Hawkmoth was making a wish for his wife to be revived, it was notorious that he traded Marinette's life for Emily Agreste's. Maybe you don't understand it correctly. Therefore, I will explain it better. In the scenes where Marinette asks Master Fu, what if the Hawkmoth gets the two Miraculous? The Master said, any wish you will ask will come true, but in return, someone has to lose their humanity, because everything will have a balance in this world. Watch the scene as evidence. Pay close attention!
Well, basically it can make any one wish come true. Universe must always stay in balance. For every action there is a reaction. For every wish, a price to pay in return. Had your robotic friend asked to become a real boy, someone would have lost his humanity in return.
It is more obvious that Shadow decided to give up Marinette's life in exchange for the revival of his beloved wife, Emily. Besides, Miss Bug is his #1 enemy. It is notorious that he decided to get rid of her forever, with the intention that she would not come back to life and he would win the battle. I don't think he'd take the life of his own son to bring his wife back to life. It would be illogical. In this way, he, his wife Emily, and Adrian could live happily again as a family. This would explain why they didn't continue to show more of what the Shadow was doing in the underground part of his house. In short, short, they couldn't show the episode. The main character of the story was closing her eyes little by little in the hands of Shadow Moth. In exchange for that hidden scene, they showed us what was happening in the city while he was taking the girl's life. We saw red flashes. That probably means he had already given up the girl, and Adrian's mother was starting to wake up after so many months. At this point of the series, it's pretty clear that Adrian's mom is the main villain. If you want to know more about this topic, watch the video I leave for you in the pinned comment. In that video, we taught you very well that Emily is the real villain of this series and has 3 Miraculous under her power. Do not miss the video, it's quite interesting. At this time in the chapter, Marinette was unfortunately out of this life. She was no longer in the world. A curious thing that came to my mind when I watched the chapter is that Marinette's soul went to heaven. Due to the details provided by the series, the people who live in the Miraculous Ladybug world believe that there is a god and also believe in angels' existence. Proof of this in a specific scene is when Adrian is dressed as a little angel. Since they believe in God, they must believe that there's a second life after the first. So, I'm sure that Marinette inherited eternal life, being able to enter heaven and live there, because this girl always did good things. It is surprising to know this. Resuming the main conversation, after Marinette dies, Luca revives her. You must be saying, what?
What?
Luca brings Mary back to life, and by doing this, he sends Emily to the place where she has been all this time. This guy goes to his ex-girlfriend's house, where he talks to Sat. This Kwame goes back in time before Marinette and Adrian were dating, with the idea of preventing these two from revealing their secret identities. In such a way, the girl would still be alive in the timeline when he returned. So, Marinette continued to have life on the current timeline, and in the one that Luca came back. As Luca did this, the timeline in which most of the episode took place is restored, and chaos is avoided. All the problems Shadow Moth caused by fulfilling his evil wish are automatically erased. Even though everything was restored, we still lost our beloved Marinette in such a timeline. I repeat again, this is not a conspiracy on our part, it is a 100% real fact. The same series gave us a lot of data with the idea that we understand that this tragedy occurred. If you didn't understand this video, watch it again because we think we explained it well. You are invited to watch the video where we show that Emily is the main villain of the series. I will leave you the video in the first comment. We have reached the end of the video. Greetings to the people who commented on the previous video, and we will hear from each other in the next video.